Okay, team, let's look at sorting lists. It's a method, so that means we put the name of the list and then followed by the method name sort, and it doesn't take any arguments, or at least it can be run with no arguments. Remember, we can use help inside of Python, so help, and then we type the name of the type that we're working with, and then the method we want to call on it, and it says, okay, call that on something. That's what that self means. The slash means everything before there has got to be provided in order. Here, sort doesn't need to take any arguments, and it sorts it in place, i.e. the list itself is modified. That's really key. We're going to compare this against a function. So functions are called differently. There's not something before the function name. And here, sorted returns a new list. So that's the key distinction we're going to focus on here. Sorted in place, i.e. it modifies it, versus a new list. Okay, so here I've got an example. I've got two lists. List 1 always starts with a 1, list 2, each of the numbers start with a 2, but they're out of order. And then I'm going to say list1.sort, and it's going to modify the list directly. And list 3, that's going to be the output of sorted. I'll run the code, and let's print list 1. So remember, list 1 got modified, so now it should be in sorted order, and it is. That's great. Let's print list 2. Okay, remember that one, it makes a new list. So list 2 should just be exactly the same as it was before. So it should be not sorted. Let's double check. I'll run that. Yeah, that's just the original values that we've got there. And the sorted version of that is actually going to be list 3. And I can print that one. And that is the sorted version of list 2. So the key idea is that it makes a new list. Let's look at that list 1 part in Python Tutor. So I make my first list. You can see it's unsorted. And then after I run sort, it modifies the order there. Okay, so before it ran sort, it wasn't sorted. Then after it ran sort, it was sorted. Okay, now I've added 2 more lines. So I've added that list 2 and then that version sorted of list 2 that's going to make a second list. Okay, remember list 1, we make it, it's not sorted. I call sort on it. That's a method I'm calling on the list. All right, now on line 4, I'm going to make a second list. And then when I call sorted, that's a function because there's nothing before the function name. And then the argument is that list 2. And what I'm going to get is an extra list. So I have a whole nother list, and it's the version of list 2, but in sorted order. So being able to figure out if we've got a new list or if it modifies the original list is really important. For example, here I'm saving the output from list 1 sort. And if you thought that that was going to give you a list, that the version of the list that was sorted, you'd be so disappointed because it just gives you none. And that's what methods or functions return if they don't explicitly return anything. So like calling print returns none. Okay, whereas sorted is designed to return something, and that's why list 3 gets a real value. Jumping back up to the help, we've got these keyword arguments. So it can sort things in reverse order. And let me show you what that looks like. So I know I can call sort on this, and that will just sort it in the regular order. Let me print list 1. Okay, so that's just regular order. But what I can do is I can give it a value for this keyword argument. That reverse is going to equal true. And if it's true, then it's going to sort it in reverse order. So that gives us a little bit more flexibility. There's also just a method called reverse, and it just reverses it in place. You can see, so it modifies the original. It doesn't make a copy like sorted does. Just like sort above, we could use that reversed false. See here, sort, it had that reverse false, and sorted had that. So here we could do a similar thing. We could say reverse equals true, print list 3, and you can see that this is in reverse order.